is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. Today we're going to talk about the second or third best rookie this year, Kendrick Nunn. And the only reason why I say second is because you can make an argument in 19 games that Zion averaging 23 plus points could be better than the games that Kendrick Nunn played, just because it's hard to do. Not too many rookies can come in and get 23 points per game and really make an impact on the team. But not only that, he was behind Moran, who you can actually make an argument that Kendrick Nunn had gave him some competition throughout the year, especially because in the first 2 weeks, you can make an argument that Kendrick Nunn was the best rookie. In October, 31 minutes, 51.8% from the field, 48% from three, 100% from the free throw line in those games, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 22 points per game with 1.8 steals per game. And then you look at his November, 14 points, 44 from the field, 36 from three, 64 from the free throw line, but also 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal a game. Now, his numbers in November don't look as good, but when you combine them to the season start of October, his numbers are just around what John Morant's is. The problem was Jimmy Butler comes back. He's asked to do less. They need him less because they have another playmaker and ball handler in Jimmy Butler. Bam became more efficient and more of a focal point of the defense and the offense, and they didn't need Kendrick Nunn as much as they needed him at the beginning of the season. Now, that's not a bad thing because Kendrick Nunn played so well in October to show you that he belongs to be in the NBA, and he can be a potential great piece considering that he's on a cheap contract, and he basically outplayed that contract to me with his rookie season. He showed that he's worth that type of money that he's getting paid now or even more. Now, a lot of people didn't like Kendrick Nunn because Goran Dragic ended up coming off the bench for him. But you actually have to eventually move on. This is a team that got a superstar, to me, one of the top 15 players, and Jimmy Butler, who was an all-star this year, had an all-around season giving you 26-6 almost. And that's a career high, showing his well-roundedness as a defender, a playmaker, a rebounder, a distributor, and also a guy that can get you 20 points and close a game for you when need be. But Kendrick Nunn stepped up, and I had him second for majority of the season just because his numbers stayed around the same. And Ja Morant played better, and that's why he just couldn't get over that hump. Now, he had an argument for Rookie of the Year, but as Ja Morant consistently played at the level that he played at, and his efficiency went up, and the Memphis Grizzlies was actually a team in the playoff picture, and now if the season doesn't start back, which we think we're going to go right to the playoffs after a couple of practices, then Ja Morant helped his team get to the playoffs, averaged better efficiency in numbers, and was a big factor and reason why the Grizzlies are in the playoffs, even though Kendrick Nunn is a big reason why the Heat are in the playoffs because of his good start and his consistency and his ability to be a decent three-point shooter, about average, which is good because you'd rather be an average than be worse. But he also has the first season that he has played, and he's a guy that's a decent athlete. He's fearless. He likes to take shots. He can get to the rim. He can hit some floaters from time to time. He's still working as a playmaker. He's not the best assist guy, not the best setup guy, but he is a great complementary player because he has so many multi-facets to his game, being able to score, and it really makes him a tough cover, especially when he gets hot and that jump shot is falling. He's one of those guys that can really swing a series, swing a game in your favor, just because he can be unstoppable once that three ball is going. And that's what we seen in the beginning of the season, shooting them threes, whether he has it wide open, whether it's off the dribble, whether it's coming off a screen, he can be deadly. And he can be a big game-changing player at the end of the day, especially if he can continue to work on his game and build with this team that took a gamble on him and it paid off for him and this team as he has become a starter this year. Nobody really expected that coming into this season, and that does sound crazy that you're starting a rookie with really no experience with the team and really no experience in general when it comes to um, playing with this new team. In 62 games, out of the 62 games that he played this season, he started all 62 of those games, and he gave you about 30 minutes per game, and he was efficient. And, when you look at his numbers and you combine it for the whole season, this is the guy that gave you 13.7 shot attempts, but he shot 44% from the field, which is respectable. He shot 5.8 threes per game, but he shot it at a 36% clip, which is average and where you want to be at or above. And then he gave you 83% from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 15 points per game. Now, the thing about Kendrick Nunn, for him to get his game to an all-star level, he's going to have a multi-impact on the game when it comes to being a better defender, being a better scorer, because sometimes, like I said, he gets hot if his jump shot is falling, but if his jump shot's not falling, he becomes a little disappear. He would disappear from the game. And another thing is, if he's going to play the point guard position, he has to be a better facilitator. I think that's going to be a big key to his development if the Heat want to continue to go with him as their starting point guard for the next couple years, because he is on a good contract and he's not really a superstar player, so he's never going to be an overpaid player unless a team that's young want to take a gamble on him, and that would be the only thing that would be bad, because I doubt the Heat will match any offer that's over. I doubt Kendrick Nunn at this point definitely not a max player is what I'm saying, but he also is a guy that's serviceable. So coming into the season, nobody really expected Kendrick Nunn to get off to the start that he had, but he also never fell off. He just couldn't stay at that level completely, which was unreal in October for a rookie. But once the team got back healthy and once he figured out his role, his numbers was respectable. Rookie of the year candidate numbers if it wasn't for Zion and Ja Morant. But he never took his game to that next level. And that's fine because he's 24 years old. This is his first season and he's just figuring out his teammates, his coaching staff, the system, and he's still figuring out how his game translate, and he was able to be productive and he was able to become serviceable. And I got a lot of love for Kendrick Nunn. Like I said, I had him number 2 for majority of the year just because he had that smooth beginning and that smooth season. Not too many lows, not too many highs outside of October, and it was just a quality player. And you don't really get these type of players that can come in and start and be productive for a whole 62 games. His numbers are respectable across the whole board. So I can see why he feels like he has an argument for being Rookie of the Year, because his numbers are there when it comes to Rookie of the Year. His wins are there, playing 62 games, starting 62 games, and you have a team that's top 5 in their conference and have a better record than Memphis, even though they are in the weak East, which you do have to put in that perspective. They still are one of the best teams in the East, and they are a team that outperformed. A lot of people didn't have the Miami Heat finishing as high as they did. A lot of people didn't think Jimmy Butler made the right decision, which now it looks like that, showing how they have played well together. They've been well coached and how they defend and how they execute. But Kendrick Nunn is a big part of that, becoming a guy that wasn't even on a roster to becoming a starter on this team and being a good point guard at best. So I like Kendrick Nunn. I like what he's about. I like his work ethic. I like the fact that he didn't give up. I like the fact that he didn't quit. I like the fact that he went out there, played his game, and he was able to help this team win and give them another piece that they didn't have. And it was a good piece to have because he was just that good all season, to the point where it's not too many rookies that was better than him, and he should be on everybody's all-rookie first team with Zion and possibly Ja Morant. But I can understand why people will have him number 2 over Zion, because he did play 62 games and the numbers are there. But Ja Morant did help the Memphis Grizzlies a lot. He has the better numbers and he has had the better season. So that's the reason why I still would have Ja Morant over him. But Kendrick Nunn is a close second, and he was very productive. He was doing his thing, and you do have to show love and support. But the problem with Kendrick Nunn isn't a bad one. It just, can he get to a higher level? Is this the Kendrick Nunn that he's going to be for his whole career? Okay, that's not a bad thing, but can he be better than what he is today? Which, can he get to an all-star level? That's what they will need for Jimmy Butler and Bam to take that next leap. next year to becoming a championship contender, they're either going to have to make a trade or somebody's going to have to get better, or they're going to have to find another piece, whether it's in free agency, whether it's by the trade deadline, to really help this team help a 30-year-old Jimmy Butler possibly make it to the finals and have a legitimate chance of winning the title, which I don't believe they're there this year, but I don't really believe that they're that far. And Kendrick Nunn, Bam, and Jimmy, and a lot of guys like Hero and Duncan is a big reason why they took the leap that they did this year, becoming one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, which is a good thing. But other than that, I really want to see him improve defensively. I really want to see him add a little bit more moves in his game so that way he can be a lot less productive and be able to score on different levels and be able to have the counters to where he can get easier buckets, but also open it up for his teammates, and also just, find other ways to be productive on the offensive end. If you got the ball in your hands, you can find other ways to get to the basket, find other ways to put the ball in the basket. It makes you a tougher cover. It makes you more difficult to guard him, a more unpredictable, which means you have other ways to score, and that sets up more pressure on the defense because they don't know what you're going to do, and it gets them all rattled up and confused, and it helps you get more efficient shots, and it helps you get more buckets at the end of the day, and also just become a better passer. I know you have Butler, I know you have Dragic and Bam, but you still have to find a way to make everybody around you better. And I'm not making this a big deal because he's only a rookie and he hasn't played in the playoffs yet, and he just played with this team this year. So he has already showed that he's above average as a player when it comes from where he came from last year to being a starter caliber player this year. So he already showed you he has the work ethic and the improvement and the mentality that you need to become a star player, just like Jimmy and Bam did when they came as starters and they really took their game to all-star levels. Maybe Kendrick Nunn can be the next one up if they decide to keep him, but even if they don't, he can be a good piece to throw into a trade to get the guy that you want, because people around the league and people that cover the league have love and respect for Kendrick Nunn, and he has deserved that because he has put himself in position to be an all-rookie first-team player, and he had a legitimate shot at being Rookie of the Year at one point, but he never was able to take that next jump throughout the season to really give Ja Morant a chase and a run for it this season, which he has already played above average considering where he came from. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be mad at him. I'm actually proud of him that he has defied the odds making it to the league and defied the odds showing that he can be a starting point guard in this league, and he was productive. So shout out to Kendrick Nunn. He doing his thing. He's putting in the work. His dreams became reality, and he is a pretty decent player. Now it's about putting in that next level work to get you to that all-star level, so that way the Miami Heat can be an even better team. And a good way to do that is to continue to do what he's been doing already from college to now, and that work ethic is going to help him reach that goal. So other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. It'll be in the description below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. It will also be in the description below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that liked this video already. And if you haven't, can you please like and share? Not only that, like I said in the beginning of the video, my merchandise will be on my spread shirt. Also, you can message me on Facebook. Like I said before, I can get any color shirt for you, any color logo. You can change the color of the shirt. You can also change the logo color on the shirt, and you can just message me on Facebook and I can get it shipped out to you. Not only that, if you're new to the channel, you like this type of video, I also do breakdown players, I also do breakdown rookies, and I also do cover free agency, draft, trade deadline, preseason, summer league, and I also do cover the playoffs with predictions and coverage. So if you love basketball and you can't live without it, this is the perfect channel for you, because I make a video every single day covering every single team and try to cover as many players as I can, and also break down their game to help them get to the next level and tell you what they're great at, what they're good at. And at the end of the day, I love doing this. So thanks for the love, thanks for the support, thanks for watching. And if you love all this content, you like what I said, and you watch my older videos, why not subscribe and become part of the family? I'm gone.